Did you forget? You created everything from nothing. There was nothing that existed. And the word nothing is only a conceptual idea of what actually was not there before we created everything and nothing out of whatever it was before. We'll never know what it was because we weren't there. So, how can you know what something is when you weren't there? We're here now, though. We are here now. And we are the creators and the writers of this narrative that we are existing within. Welcome, everyone. It's Core here. We are going to do a live stream about your creative potential. Capable of. Did you forget what you are capable of? That's what this is about. Remembering, getting back to source, to your mind, to your imaginative feeling. Service out here ain't good. Hold on. Mm. I should turn the Wi-Fi up. Um, I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi up, and then we'll get going. Powerful enough at its current uh, power output. What is it even? What is it measured in? The frequency. The frequency isn't powerful enough. We need the Microsoft I think it's like Windows. There we go. I need to get logged into my computer. Give me a moment here, everyone. We'll get started talking about this and your capabilities. Greetings to everyone that's here. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll get going. I want to turn my Wi-Fi up first so that I have a strong connection here because I generally keep my Wi-Fi on the lowest possible power output because I don't want to get radiated as much as possible, and it stops it from working upstairs. So when I'm resting, it ain't touching me. But when I go outside, it don't work very well. So I'm gonna turn the power up temporarily while we are doing this. As everyone cycles in and out, how's everyone doing? How am I coming through? Can you hear me good? How is everyone feeling? Let's see here. Get that password. Put the password. Wait, what's going on here? I was just on this page. What is going on? Okay, here we go. Put the password in there. Get logged in. I gotta go to my device and turn up the power. What does it say? Power output? You're gonna load? Maybe. Maybe not. Eventually. What's up? How's it going? Gold. You sign. Gold T. Gold Tenny. Use in. Gold Tenny use in. I don't know what that means. Who is the butler? Who did it? Is that what we're playing? Who's the butler? The butler in the dining room with the candlestick? Or are we talking the butler as who's knows everything that's going on in the house? The what do they call in the church? The what is the word? What are the people called? The the bearers. The what am I thinking of, Nikki? The pallbearers. They're the butlers of the church. Is that what we're talking about? Who's watching over everything, making sure everything's operating correctly, bringing food to the table, picking up everyone's napkins, wiping their asses. Okay, here we go. Damn, this device is going super slow. Hmm? Turning the Wi-Fi up. Because I always got it on low and it doesn't work well outside, and while doing a live stream it doesn't work to do that. Emmy, where'd the owl go? It's gone. It's gone. Okay. Now that should update. I'm gonna go back out. I'll turn my Wi-Fi back on when I get out here, and we'll be all good. And hopefully people ain't dropping in and out then. Because that seems to be one of the ways that YouTube messes with your viewers, is if you don't have a solid, as if it's when people, your connection goes out, everyone stops watching, technically, even though it's only for a blip, and it'll go from 20 to 1 all of a sudden, while I have more than one people chatting at the moment. But okay, let me make sure the Wi-Fi is off. So let me make sure it gets connected. There's a bug. Oh, there's a fly that landed on my hand. You guys might have seen that actually. Turn airplane mode on here. Okay. Now we're good. Now turned up. We're connected. Does everyone hear me? Let's have a conversation. I don't have anything specific that I'm going to touch on here. Damn, we're already 9 minutes into this live stream. It took me that long to get this all sorted out. It's all right, though. So we're going to keep going. We got a lot that we could potentially talk about here as the sun comes out and is beaming at me in my eyes. It's beautiful and lovely. So, who we have in here? Who's still? It says there's one viewer left. For that one viewer, you're gonna get the most majestic, powerful, influential speech. That's not speech. It's not a lecture either. Whatever the terminology would be for me speaking. What is that running on the ground over? Oh no, someone's using an RC car across the street. I thought it was an animal running. It was going so fast. Yeah, that's an RC car. So, I'm going to start right now. Welcome, everybody. Core here. Do you remember you are God? You are God in the flesh. You are created through imaginational potential. Your whole entire existence is nothing more than what you imagine it to be. You are the author of your story, of your narrative, of your tale. Your tale, the story, is what follows you. It's the narrative that is behind you. It is your memories. It is what you tell others. It is what others tell back to you. It is what you leave behind. It is the trail behind you. That is the only difference between a tale and a trail is the R in it. And that R is what leaves a reflection onto the ground in some way, shape, or form. So you have a physical tail, which is the trail, your trailblazer. Your tail otherwise is mental. You think that only animals have tails, but we are taught, we're told that a tale is a story, it's a narrative, it's the lie. So when you tell a story about yourself, when you tell yourself that you are a particular way, that you do things a particular way, that you think of things a particular way, that you are this name, whatever you chose it to be, whether it was given to you or you changed it at some point, that is your tale. That is everything that is following you. And you can change that at any moment. The most powerful thing that we have being in this humanic body is the ability to alter the tale and the narrative at any given moment, because we don't have a physical tale. We're not endowed to being a particular type of way in physical reality because we are the ones that created physical reality in the first place. Everyone in here should know that there is nothing physical. It doesn't exist. It's all vibration, it's all frequency, it's all harmonized energies that are operating in different subsets of frequential potential that's falling into different bands and operating within in those bands in certain forms of density. You can see this clearly in music with instruments and the different octets that you go through. You have the 8 uh, chords within the octet. That's why they call it an octet. Because the 8 is housing, the octet is 8, because it's housing 8 potentials within itself of 1. There's your 9. Anything with a 9 is completed. It's done. It's been put back together. A 9. I need a whiteboard behind me right now. Is a 9 is a circle. It's a circle with a line. So it's a if you do a line and a circle, you got 10. 10 is a 1 and a 0. A 1 and a 0 is a 1, which is on. That's a symbol for being on, and a 0 is off. A 0 is a symbol of void. There's nothing there. It's the black hole. We'll get into that. Has to do with the sun, has to do with the soul, which is what you stand upon, your soles of your feet. It's also in the sky. The soul is the sun. It is what it is called in many languages. And the I or the one is a line. It means it's on because you can see things. That's why the I has a dot on it. It's connected. That one means it's on. It sees things. And then you have the 0, which means there's nothing there. The 1 and the 0. Put that together, you get 9, because 9 is the completion. You've put the things back together in a congruent manner to manifest whatever it is that you are looking to manifest. You have all the creative potential possible within your hand. Your hand is a physical representation of your mind. Your thumb is your God power. What else has these out here in this way that we do? Nothing. Nothing has thumbs as we do. Nothing has these hands as we do. Someone reading my palm. Is that why I got more viewers all of a sudden? Read the palm. See who you're looking at. There you go. Read it. You tell me. Exactly. Exactly. Welcome, everyone. It's Core here, and we are talking about how you are God in the flesh right now because you have a tale that you are weaving at this very moment. You might not consciously know that yet, and I'm here to show you that you are the one creating your whole entire reality. Everything that you do in your life is nothing more than a manifestation of what you have put out for you to experience. And you can alter that at any moment because you can go to your altar and you can literally change the items on your altar to whatever you want it to be. You just changed your altar. You altered it. Learn the words. Let's go even deeper. Altar. The altar is the altor. A tor is something that is spinning. It's a toroidal field. You're within a field of electromagnetic force. This is your mental sphere, and you can condense this and push this out as you choose when you realize that this is what you are actually operating within. You have control over it. You can uh, change the focus that it has, how expansive it is, how compressed it is, how mm, destructive or creative it is. You choose how your field operates, and that field gets imprinted with those ideologies, and it just swirls them around in your toroidal field until it becomes all of you. And then you pull it down into a physical density so you can see what it does then. What you do physically is nothing more than a reverberation of what you have programmed yourself to do from the inception of whatever you have decided that is. The inception is what you have put into your mind or what you have allowed to be put into your mind. Because inception is to implant an idea. So did you put that idea there, or was an idea put inside of you that you didn't realize was put there, and now you're just living off of that idea that as if you put it there? Do you have to eat? Do you have to drink? Do you have to breathe? Do you know that you have to do these things, or these things that we were told we had to do that we never put to the test? Because if you don't put something to the test and actually see how it operates within your environment, with what you are doing and how you can expand and compress it and change it and alter it and possibly not do it at all, you are not, you're missing your ability to be able to observe. The ability to observe is the highest reverence of godly ability. What is the sun doing? It's observing, always. It's always observing. It is alter, always, alter, all, everything. Are you being remote controlled, or do you control yourself? What is, how does it operate with you? How is your narrative? Life is stranger than fiction. Who has seen or read the book? That's a very real narrative that is spun there. You write your own story. No one writes it for you. You have your own rights. You can write. You got the pencil that you can sit on if you choose to, with the window, and allow the sun to come in and imbue your soul with light as you stand on the ground. I don't know how you do that while you're at the windowsill. It's time to wake up because time is over. Once you know that you are God, time no longer exists because time is nothing more than one crossing of the four corners. You have time and space. They cross. These are just two intersecting lines, two intersecting axes, we can say, going in different directions to create the cross. The cross is how you come into this reality. You cross into it by exiting imagination and entering your reality, which is a reflection of your imagination. That's why everything is opposite. Because what happens when you reflect something, it gets put the opposite way. So we actually figured out that we need to imagine everything in reverse so that we can get it in the way that we actually want it here. That's how far we are in this process of creation. We've already flipped everything back around the way that we actually want it. And just now it's a matter of us waking up and taking control of the environment that we have created, that we are within, and we are doing it. It is happening right now. If people cannot see that all the narratives unfolding in the news, in the media, mainstream media, if you do not see that all these narratives that are being spun are nothing more than movies, games being played to disclose to you what you actually are, you're missing it because that's all that's going on. It's a full disclosure. That's all that's going on. It's all disclosure. It's just doing in a way that you're not supposed to realize that it's disclosing everything to you. Because if you realize that it was disclosing, which what is dis? Dis means to do the opposite of the diss track. Close means to uh, shut something, close the door. Disclose is to open it. So we're opening things by disclosing it. That's what we're doing here. It's what I've always done. It's what this channel is for. It's for waking your ass up. If you're here watching this, you're supposed to be woke, as they say. You woke? You awake? You got something in your eyes you need to get out? You got some mucus pouring out your eyes? Well, it's probably a good thing. That means your body's healing. Let's keep it going. Let's do what needs to be done so that you keep on grounding, keep connected to the soul in the sky and under your feet. It's one and the same. It's reflection. I talked about this in my last video, one of my last live streams, about memories, the sun and the water. We're on the mirror. The mirror is water. In Think about in your environment, what reflects light? What reflects light that is not unsurfaced? In nature, what reflects light that is not somehow unsurfaced, dug up, and created? Because we can say, yes, metals and crystals do, but you got to go and you got to get those, which crystals are nothing more than it's frozen water in the first place. It's frozen knowledge. And the only thing in your environment that's going to facilitate any of that is water. It's the only thing that's going to reflect the light back to you. It's water. So water is the natural mirror. If water is a natural mirror, we must be on water because we are on the mirror, the silver plate, as it is called. as I call it. And the light from the sun imbues onto the silver plate and it reflects into all these majestic creations that we have come up with from our imagination that light can be turned into, because that's all that we're doing. All we're doing is reflecting light. It's that simple. We are light beings, all from a singular conscious source of light that is all knowing in all things. And then everything around that is nothing. It doesn't exist because it's not within it. It's not complicated. Science and all these industries, they try to convolute all of this and confuse you. Religions, these spiritualities, this new age bullshit, trying to get you to take all these psychedelic drugs. There's a reason they still call them drugs, people. They wouldn't call them that if they didn't meet their quota, which what they are looking to create in the uh I want to say DARPA. What was it called before then? Um it wasn't defense before then. It was just research and development projects, something something along those lines. What's going on, everyone? The sun is lovely. The soul, just feel it inside of you. Take it in. Allow it to imbue upon your being and utilize the heat, the radiation to manifest whatever it is that you want to exist within your reality. Stop allowing others to tell you that you cannot have something. There's these, what are these birds? There's birds on my sunflowers right here. There's two of them. They just flew on the sunflower. Oh, there's actually three of them. One of them flew off now. I'm 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 just gonna watch these birds. Oh, they flew off. Interesting. Hmm. They were just chilling on that sunflower over there. How is everyone doing? I I feel as if I don't have a good connection still because my numbers still keep jumping all around. And that generally is when that happens is if I don't have a good connection. You know what I should do? Hold on. That might be better. Okay, we'll see. I just reconnected my VPN. Uh, mm. So I don't know where I was at the moment. Sunflowers are beautiful. Nature's beautiful. How many of us enjoy just being in nature, being in the precipice of creation itself? Everything, everything, everything that you are doing right now is intimately intertwined with nature. It has to be. Nature is the basis of all of the light that has been imbued upon this environment reflecting. It is the nature of the consciousness. That's why if you go in nature and you inspect, you look at what is going on, you observe, you see that there is decay, there is a uneasiness, there is a disbalance, which lets you know that the light being imbued upon it has those same properties because that's the only reason that it is taking shape that way. because that's how reflection works. You might not get exactly the same output uh, within the bounds of physicality or whatever realms you're operating within, but you will get the same energetic potential in the reflection always. So let's say 1 plus 2 equals 3. It's the same on either side. How it's wrote is different. That's all that's happening here. It's that simple, except it's more. It seems more complex because there's so much light. Look at all the light. It's shining so much. When there's this much light, there's so much nuance to it that it creates all of what you are seeing. It's still equal though. That's why it is of the utmost importance to mine and focus and uh, align all of your thoughts, ideas, and concepts that you live by, that you hold within you, that you exist by, that your foundation is built upon. They have to be the holiest of uh the word is not there. They have to be holistic. They have to be balanced. Cause if that ain't balanced, you are going to end up getting that reverberation back because your reflection is off. And there's going to be a short of some sort. You're going to short circuit. Anyone seen that movie? Short Circuit? It's an old movie from the 80s with the robot with the rectangle head with the two eyes put on it. That's all those movies from the 80s, all those nerds that made those movies or were a part of it. It's all going on right now. Look around you. Revenge of the Nerds, Short Circuit, uh, E.T., all of these movies, War Games, um, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What other ones? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That was in the 90s. That's all that's coming to me at this moment. There's definitely more though. They all have to do with what is currently unfolding, especially the ones that have to do with games, robots, and nerds. Because that's the narrative that they're trying to convince you is going on, except it's not. And they know it's not. That is why they have created this immense technology to try to program you to think what they want you to think so that you actually manifest it into this reality that you have complete control over. And I'll tell you, it's not going to happen in any reality dimension or existence that I am experiencing. I'm going to sit right here in this chair and watch it all burn to hell as I relax, stay calm, and enjoy the absolute behemoth the sun is putting out in this heat. What up, GA? What's going on? We can even see in current technology as it's built in this physical environment, it cannot sustain. It cannot sustain through nature. It can't sustain heat. Once it gets into 90 degrees plus, once the sun's beating on it, or water. Don't let water get on your device. It's gonna cause some sparks. All of these things cause it to short circuit and it ceases to exist. What is that telling you? What does that tell you regarding all of these so-called technologies that exist around you? Are they actually technologies in the idea of what you think a technology is, of being something advanced, moving forward, doing things that you were not capable of before, allowing you to experience more? Or are they more so imprisonments into the idea that you need this to do something? I'm going to go with the latter. I'm going to go with these are imprisonments holding you in a position so that you think that you need this to be able to do something. They are not allowing you to actually do something. You're the one that does something. You are the creator. You are the one that manifests reality. To manifest is to create a clearing. Manifest is the document that you bring to the dock to show it what you have on your ship. What are you bringing? What is in your cargo? Does your cargo? Because if it is, you got a automobile. Your mobile is autonomous in its movements. A mobile is something that spins. Or is it a mobile home that is able to move? But it's not a home because your actual home is your body. It's the only home that exists because your home is your home that exists within your mental sphere. Just put the H in front of it. The H is, it's given to you because H is just his breath. That's actually one of the only letters that you're it's very close to how it sounds. But it's just breath. And you take that right into your vowels because you are endowed to your vowels. You are given them. They are free. You get to utilize your vowels however you choose by intertwining, mixing up, removing, or adding them. The consonants or constants are what you should be paying attention to and focusing on because those letters are what is actually determining the energetic potential and value of whatever that is that you are saying in a phonetic frequency. It's okay to have silence. It's good to have silence. I would say that's what most people need at this moment. If you do not know that you are God, you need to be silent. Because before all of this noise, before all of this excitement, before all of this potential enjoyment or dismay, we had silence. Silence is just the word that we use to describe what it would be if nothing existed, though, which is more so a void of all things existing. And we've never actually experienced that because we only exist in existence. And as long as we only exist in existence, we'll never experience non existence, which we are always experience in existence because it's the only way to experience. That is how we have created all of this. So the silence within that existence is precious in its nature because it is a reminder of where we came from. Even though we don't know exactly where that is, it cultivates and culminates in the idea of everything in front of us or everything around us. When we allow ourselves to stop thinking, stop looking, don't look around, stare at something, stare at a point, stare at a candle, stare at a flower, stare at a bird. Don't even watch it, just stare at it. Don't listen, don't smell anything. Are you breathing? Just let it go. Are you not? I don't know. Just let it go. And just be. Just be where you are and allow everything to exist around you as it is. That is how it was in the precipient of inception, when everything first started, the source, the creation, where we are now. Because every moment is a new creation from the exponential of existence. And when we get to that silence, silo, ence, ence is to put something into action. Silence, which we spell it ENCE, it could be ENTS. Means motion, put something into action. That's why the trees in Lord of the Rings are called. Anyone? Anyone? What are they called? What are they called? I want to say I want to do the Bueller, because I just said that. I mentioned the movie. It was in my mind. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller. Bueller. They're called Ents in the movie because it has to do with motion. The trees are in motion. Who are the trees? If we want to look in this environment, it's us. We're the moving trees. We flipped ourselves. We pulled our roots out of the ground, shook them off, and we're walking around as if we had no fucking idea that we were ever a tree physically. Why? So we could experience something else. That is why. It was so we can experience something else. The silo is to be uh, in a singular environment upon yourself. A silo is a cylinder or a tube that you would exist within, which what do we do test within? The test tube. You a test tube, baby? Let me go through these chats here. August is back. You struggle so much with controlling your thoughts. Well, we can talk about that. Hey, you want to talk about that? Let me know. My email is in the description. My Patreon's down there if you wanted to join that. We can talk. And anyway, every way. You have a specific idea of what to talk about, but that is something that many people struggle with. Truly, though, it's not a struggle. It's more so the idea that all of your thoughts are what you think you are, and they're not. Thoughts are easily programmed, manipulated, and actually served to you. I have some videos on this. I'll check to see if they're public. I've quite a few videos on thoughts specifically. Your thoughts are something that you can create and filter. Thoughts in general, you don't own. They're just ideas or they're energetic forms within the wave of the potential experience. And that wave of potential experience could be manipulated by anything that has a frequency to it. Wireless technologies, this 4G, 5G, low RAM, Bluetooth, different types of sonars and tracking systems, GPS. Nature itself has all of these frequencies built into it, but all of these systems are monopolizing on the already present frequencies that exist. I talk about this in the video I did on visible light and you being more than what you can see, because what you can see is less than 1% of existence. That right there tells you that what you are experiencing is not what you want to think it is, potentially, depending on what your thoughts are and where they're coming from, because they could be coming from the cell tower across the street. They might be coming from the antenna that's down the block that's beaming out wireless internet to 3 out of 15 of your neighbors. Or maybe it's coming from Bluetooth from your cell phone as you're walking through the department store, and it's tracking your movements through it and telling the applications on your phone where you are in the store, so it can send notifications to your phone because you decided to press the allow button, and now you're going to get served potential marketing schemes of you walking through a store because of it. Which thought is coming from you? Where are the thoughts that are coming from you? Is it the news that this person over here said at the other cubicle while you're at work? They decided to start talking about what they seen on ESPN last night, or maybe they're watching the World Cup. Uh, maybe they're looking into what is going on over in Israel or Ukraine and Russia. I don't even know what's going on there. Maybe they're looking at space weather or the forecast for tomorrow, and they just happened to mention it, you overheard it. Is that your thought that you're thinking about now? Or is it the plant that you just passed as you were going down the road that had a flower that you've never noticed before, that you're saying you've never seen that before? Is that your thought? Or is your thought the grasshoppers that you haven't seen since you were uh, a child, and now decades later, it seems that they're coming back around and you're seeing all of these grasshoppers that have not been in your environment in so long? Or is it the new insects that you haven't seen in ever? Is that your thought? Or is your thought about the river you just passed over as you were going over the bridge on the interstate, as you were going to whatever destination it was that you needed to go to so that you can get something? Maybe you needed some groceries. Maybe you're going to get your hair cut. I wouldn't suggest that because your hair is your heritage. Maybe you were going to see some relatives and you thought about that river as you were crossing it. Is that your thought? Maybe you smelled it or you seen it, how filthy it is, and you started going down the path of, what would it take to clean that? How do I do that? Can I do that? Should I do that? Is it serviceable of my time and energy for me to go and clean that river? Why is there a dam up there? Is it because you came up with that thought, or is it because I said something that made you second guess dams clogging rivers, because dams have to do with stopping something? A dam is stopping something from flowing. This is the same thing that's happening in the body that you are inhabiting. You are dammed up. You've been damned because you've been fed too much. You've been fed so much that your body cannot process what is coming downstream. So it actually has to take it and facilitate reservoirs for it to be saved within until you stop eating, and then is allowed to come out of there back into the stream and be flushed out into the ocean of your piss or shit. Or is that your thought? Your thoughts aren't your own. Your thoughts are handed to you, and your thoughts are service to you based on what will manipulate you most effectively. Your thoughts are marketing, especially at this point with artificial technology, supposed intelligence, with all of this surveillance watching you through every sensory means that they think they can attain. The five senses, because those are only fives, the fives, the Pfizers. That's the only way that they can attempt. They can never touch, but they can attempt to facilitate a connection to your mind, is through the fives. You're way more than that. You have so many senses, the numbers become irrelevant very quickly. You have a sense for everything. Your five senses are just five physical points that you can be manipulated through. That is why they are highlighted, because that is what the system wants you to know. But I'm here to tell you, you have a sense for everything. It's all a sense. Your sight around you is no different than you being able to walk. That is a sense of balance in a very particular way. We allow our existence to be segmented and uh, diseased into all of these different silos of experience that when we combine them all into a holistic sense, we see that this is a cipher that has been created by us so that we can experience all these different walks of life. It's all potentials. And many of us right now, right here, are excited for a change. We are ready for that experience to end and for us to start seeing our creations out of our mind, out of our imagination, take shape in a physical reality, because that is the most profound and it's enjoyable is another word. It's the most profound and reverent feeling that you will ever have, is having something you imagined take shape in physical reality. And this does not necessarily happen in instantaneously, because we did this instantly at first, and then we realized it's not the same as if we add a delimiter to it, if we add steps to it that we gotta walk up. Now our legs get sore as we're going up. We better add a landing that we can take a rest on before we continue on going up the rest of the steps. Because each step is you gaining a level. Each level is you adding something. Each time you add something, you are changing what you are to be exactly what you choose to be. I work on blocking out all negativity, not thinking about certain lack, but I can't figure out that. See, you're doing the opposite of what you need to do. Doing the opposite. Everyone in here, give me a thumbs up. You're doing the opposite of what you need to do. Oh, also, everyone that's in here, go check out sacredforestherbals.com, just as it's spelled. It's in the description. It has the most holistic and highest of reverence teas, foot soaks, wall decor, and lip balms that you're going to find anywhere. And we have more stuff to come. We have much more stuff to come. Stay tuned. You don't want tunnel vision. Your tunnel vision is the lack. That is you lacking something, which lack is slack, or it's what's hanging there. And your tunnel vision is leaving everything outside of that tunnel vision hanging there. The idea is to have a holistic observational standpoint, which is a standpoint of God. They see everything. They are completely conscious. There is no idea of subconscious at that point, because it does not exist for us to facilitate other experiences then. The subconscious is a function for us to create other experiences based on what we are taking out of experience, what we are taking out of our current state of existence that we put in our bag, our backpack. Take it out of our mind, put it in our backpack to see how our mind operates then. We want to see it all without judgment. That is the key. Do not judge what you are observing. It is what it is. It's not good, it's not bad. It is what it is. It does what it does. And it's going to probably continue on doing what it's doing unless there's action taken. The most powerful way to change your life is to change your thoughts. But how? As I explained just a bit ago, they ain't your thoughts. Although I do enjoy calling strangers Batman. How do you reprogram your mind to rid of all negative self talk? That is a very profound and powerful question. Wild? It's just clay. Is that? It's just clay. Clay. How do you process wild clay? Just clay. You're taking the rocks and sediment out. That's not the clay. I get that, but so you're putting it through a filter, probably. It's not wild clay though. It's just clay. That's what's in the ground. Clay is coagulated soil that has taken a different form in some uh, interesting unionship with moisture. Clay is a very interesting substance and very powerful and strong. So how do you reprogram your mind to rid yourself of all negative self-talk? You don't need to reprogram your mind to change your self-talk. You don't want to rid yourself of anything. We ain't exterminators out here. We ain't trying to get rid of all of anything. Because you're not going to. It's an impossibility. Everything exists all at once. And if you have that idea, that concept, everything exists all at once, there's going to be things that you consider good and other people consider good. And those things that they consider good, you might consider bad, and vice versa. And that's okay. We have to move forward with that because we have all things in existence. And knowing that, then we realize that we don't need to get rid of anything. We just need to organize and change the conscious that we are experiencing at the moment and put everything else into our subconscious, into a compartment that isn't let go of very much. And when it is, our conscious sees that it has been put out and it tells our subconscious again that we don't need this right now. We're good. We got all this organized, uh, congruent, and aligned with our vision of what we're looking to do. We don't need whatever that is over there. Because we don't have to go along with whatever thought that we are having. Our thoughts are not uh, they're not yours. They may be for you, but they're not yours. They may be given to you, they may be pushed towards you, but you didn't come up with it. That's not the idea of what thoughts are. Thoughts are suggestions. Do you want to do this? That's all it's asking. Do you want to eat this? You just had the thought of tacos. Do you want tacos? The idea then at your point is to come up with, do I? If I do, what is it going to do to me? What am I doing right now? How do I feel right now? Do I feel as if I should have tacos? What type of condition am I in? What's going to happen after I have what are they going to be made out of? What am I going to be putting into my body? Is this things that are high enough reverence for me that I feel comfortable, or am I compromising because of this idea that I want tacos based on where I am and what time it is? Is it 12:01 a.m. or is it 5 p.m.? What are my options? Do I go through with it? Do I order? Do I go somewhere? Do I not do it at all? What do I do? I'm so hungry. Except that last thought is if you have the idea that I'm hungry, you need to cleanse. You got parasites and you might got some cladrospores in you. You got diarrhea. You definitely got parasites in you if you have the idea that you need to eat, that you're hungry. How do you know they are yours? You do it through feeling the moment, your body? Give me a minute. I gotta pee. I gotta take a piss. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna answer that question. And I'm gonna put myself on mute before I forget so that you don't hear me. All right. I'm back. And we still got 3 viewers. You all stayed. Beautiful. For anyone that is joining now, welcome. It's Core. And I'm going to answer this question. How do you know they are yours, your thoughts? Do you do it through feeling the moment or your body? How do you know that the thoughts are yours? I would start by saying to just consider all thoughts, they're not yours. It's majority of thoughts are not being surfaced from you, and until you get to a point to where you can filter out the thoughts that are being surfaced from you, just consider any thought coming through your mind as being given to you, potentially being thrown at you as if it was a 90-mile-per-hour pitch in baseball. It's not being lobbed at you, it's being hurled at you as fast as possible so that you react to it. That's how you should see thoughts. Because by far, most thoughts, most dreams that people are having, most of these mental experience that people have that they are not aware that could potentially be inhabited by other things, beings, frequencies, manipulating them, that's probably happening. The mental manipulation happened seamlessly when we were unaware that these frequencies, these wireless technologies, have the capabilities that they have. There is a movie that I would suggest that you watch, GA. You know what? I'll mention this in a moment. That's interesting that you are GA. The movie Time Machine. I'm gonna go watch that again. Actually, the movie is Time Machine. I'm pretty sure it's called. It's an older movie from the early 2000s. Uh, it's a guy that goes back in time and he finds out that the dreams are being manipulated by someone in the future. And that's the whole premise of the movie, is figuring out who is manipulating these dreams. I won't give it away who's doing it, but I'll tell you who is doing it is exactly what's happening in your environment. Because when it comes down to it, if you go to the beginning of this video, what did I tell you? You are God. You are God. So why are we even questioning our thoughts? Why are we questioning where these thoughts are coming from? If you're God, every damn thought that is being swirled around is yours, no matter how strange it has become to your memory and what you are doing. It's still your thought. It's just that many of us have become so disillusioned to the idea of how things can loop and loop and loop and loop and do this for a million cycles before it comes back to our mental scape for us to analyze and work with, that we don't even realize we're the ones that created it in the first place. We did all of it. We created all of this, all the thoughts, all of these technologies that are being used. We did this, and we are allowing them to still be utilized in a way that now is causing disturbance. Why are we doing that? We've had enough disturbance for us to see what we're capable of by creating interference within our electrical field. Let's move on. So we have a purpose here. I would say the main purpose is existence. But let's see what rest you had. What the rest? What you had to say the rest of this message. Are we supposed to be something or anything? Who are we living for? Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to start from the beginning. So we have a purpose here. Are we supposed to be something or anything? Who are we living for? Are we actually living? Is this life? What do you think your purpose is, if there is one? This goes back to one of the things that I say quite frequently. What is the point? What is the point of all of this? If we created it all and we're existing within it, what is the point of it? What are you looking at? What is your focus on? Because that's the point. What are you actually putting your finger towards? What are you taking action towards? That's the point. That's your purpose. And to truly exist, to truly have a purpose here, all you need to do is have direction. That's all the purpose is. A purpose is knowing what you are going to do, which is to have directorial control over your own being, which is to move yourself. Are you choosing what you want to do, or are you allowing yourself to be maneuvered in certain directions based on ideas that you are given on you shouldn't go into a fire? If you don't know how to swim, you're going to drown. If you walk into oncoming traffic, you're going to get hit by a car. These are extreme examples, but these are the things we are told. We are told that Native Americans are who inhabited this land. We're told that Africans were brought here, apparently. We're told that there is an outer space where there's planets and stars and different galaxies and solar systems within those galaxies with different star systems that exist. That our star system is just one of many. We're told that our sun is a solo star, and we're also told that it is a twin star. What's the word? By. It's not coming to me. But it has a twin. We're told that it is Sirius. But the mainstream science says, nah, there's no twins to the sun. It's just the sun. Pluto's on a planet. It's too small. Who are you believing? And through all of those things, your purpose can be a multitude of different things. It's whatever you choose it to be. Maybe you are hell bent on making sure that Pluto becomes a planet again because you were at the Lowell's Observatory during the time that it was named a planet, and then it was stripped of that later, and you felt as if that shouldn't have been the case. So you're gonna do something about it. Maybe you love buying physical media, and the idea that Sony is no longer going to create Blu-ray discs for their PlayStation consoles is absolutely appalling. You're going to have a purpose of bringing that back and putting it into a spotlight that no one is ever going to belittle physical media again. Maybe that's your purpose. Or is that a thought that you were given because you've seen something on the internet or in the news on television, or maybe you will go back because this is not new. Programming thoughts is not new. It's just been expedited. It's just been made quicker. We can go back to newspapers when they were serving up newspapers multiple times a day just so you would stay on time with what was going on up to the current events as they will, because the current is the currency. Currency has to do with money. It has to do with flow of things. And when the currency is not flowing in your direction, you end up pouring yourself out in exoneration. You might end up in a perception that you have nothing, but you can step back from that perspective position and see that you still have it all from the observational standpoint of all that exists, because their purpose still stands. You are just moving through different filters and different paradigms, realities, dimensions for you to fully see and experience whatever that purpose is that you laid out for yourself. Maybe it was in this time and space. Maybe it was before you came into this life that you are living right now. It's different for us. Some of us are pre-programmed, preordained with what we are going to do, and it will come through us, and we're going to do it. Some of us need to figure it out here. We need to put the puzzle pieces together. I'm doing exactly what I need to do right here, right now, which is say what I'm saying, which is disclose what I'm disclosing, is that you are God. Thoughts are nothing more than a form of suggestions created for and by the idea of God, which is consciousness, which is awareness, which is being. It's pure light, it's pure knowledge, it's pure nature. See, are you only saying that though because of my last video? And I'm not sushi. I mean, here's what I'm saying. Because if you go and look up, or one of my last live streams, if you go and look up parasite or look up sushi, one of the first things you're gonna find is a sushi gives you parasites. And don't fall victim to that. Don't fall victim to that mind parasite that they are actually putting out there towards you. That right there is not your thought. That is a conceptual idea that has truth in it, but it also has highly manipulative abilities to make you think that something is happening to you that's not, just because you had something that wasn't cooked and is from a living organism. The system wants you to think that eating anything living is going to give you some type of disease that is going to cause this body to die. Why do they do that? Because the highest level of reverence from this light source we call the sun is imbued through radiant frequencies that are uncooked. They're raw, because raw is raw. It's the same word. Ra is Ra. Ra is the sun god. It's your right eye. Horus is your left eye. You are right when you are operating through raw foods or raw foods, which are foods that have been imbued with sun energy and have not been adulterated afterwards, meaning they have not been cut, sliced, frozen, heated, disseminated, thrown, stomped on, whatever it may be, to create something else. It's straight off the fruit, as every damn animal and insect is ingesting it out here in the most reverent, utmost enjoyment possible, and then shitting out the seeds so that it can grow some more. Because you put that raw fruit in you from the tree, the plant, you eat it, and you go take a dookie outside, you are energizing that seed, those seeds, with all of that potential that you have, which is infinite. There is no limitation to what you can do at all. And for us to get stuck on the idea of parasites is for us to limit what we are capable of in our environment. Parasites are not something that is stopping us from doing anything. Parasites are, it's a signal. That's all. It's a light going off that we need to change, alter what we are doing. Alter. We need to see that we are the ones spinning it all around, and change what is being spun around, change the particles within our field. And that might not be getting rid of or stop eating sushi. It might just be as simple as making sure that we eat sushi or fish that is caught in our local environment, as long as our local environment is actually a clean, uh, the water molecules are not adulterated in our environment. We're not dammed. There ain't dams around us. We got fresh water where everything is flowing and growing. And then you can get that's where you want to get fish from. If it's not from a local clean environment, you just know where it's coming from, and be accepting of whatever that is, or don't be, because if you're not, don't have it. Once you start guessing what is occurring by the things that you are ingesting, you need to make sure that it aligns congruently with what you are looking to do, because if it doesn't, you need to change it. because that is the thing that's going to cause you the most distress, because you are actually there is a lot you are doing with that thing because of the process of eating, digesting, processing, and excreting. Even before that, there's thoughts that have to take place. There are ideas that you have to put energy towards. You have to envelop, grow, flower, fruit before you are able to ingest whatever that ideology is in a physical form. But then you are doing all of that again physically before you are end up defecating it out into whatever form that it is at that moment. But at that point, you might have already compromised yourself by not being aware of what is happening. The awareness is the most important thing. Everything else can be chosen, changed, corrected, manipulated, processed in some way, shape, or form. That's why a lot of these substances that we ingest, they are actual balancers for other substances within our environment. It's the lack of gnosis about where we are and self intuition that stops us from being able to see what the balance is, or what the base is for whatever that substance is that's spiking something for us. There's always a base, there's always a balancer. There's there's always levels to things. That's why a lot of the substances that we ingest, we can look at what's the pH of it, especially if we're drinking something. What's the pH of it? How does it interact in the body? How's the pH of it? What does it do? That right there is going to change your electrical or magnetic sense at the moment to whatever the pH level is, and that's going to change what you're capable of and able to do. I would not ever think I have parasites, because I would say everyone probably does out here. What are you doing, and how are you maintaining and cultivating the experience you're looking to have, though? The parasites ain't going to stop you from having that unless you allow them to stop you from having that. Then they'll have a field day. And they'll make sure not to tell you that they're the ones doing it. Anyone unconscious, you're ripe for the picking for a nice worm in that apple. And then you ask, are avocados real? I can make a whole video on avocados. It's such an interesting fruit. What people think of as avocados, the Hass avocado, which is the most recent of the uh, commercially cultivated avocados. And the Hass avocado specifically was created at, I don't remember the university. Maybe it was Miami, Ohio. I want to say, for some reason. I could be wrong there. Maybe it was just Miami, Florida. But it was created with a purpose. It was created in the 80s. This Hass avocado was named after who cultivated it through genetic manipulation of nature. They created the Hass avocado, which is what allegedly Mexican culture is just imbued with. They need avocados so they can make this guacamole that is just completely ingrained into their culture, even though this avocado just came around in the 80s. What? So why is everyone eating guacamole, and why do we think guacamole has anything to do with Mexican people? Is it because Mexican people are a mix between Russian people that came down from Alaska, Siberian, mixed with the indigenous people of that land? Yeah, Russian people rushed around and bred with many cultures on different land masses to try to hide the original melanated beings. Same thing happened over in India too, in that whole land mass. Uh, so the avocado is the avocado real? Yes, there is a fruit that is uh that did exist before the Haas, the Haas avocado. Which, when I say Haas, I think of hardware as a service. That's technology. You sell hardware, but you charge them monthly for it. you you're renting your hardware. That's what basic what people are doing with AI. You're renting hardware to be able to computate whatever AI uh, information you need crunched. It's a hardware as a service avocado, and it's by far the fattiest fruit that exists. The next closest fatty fruit is a durian, which is completely different. I've never fully looked into, but I'd be interested to know, how did the Haas avocado get so fatty? Because if you look into the Florida avocado or any other avocado species that's coming from that, and before then, they're very watery. If you ever had one, it's not nearly as fatty. It's much more. It has much more liquid to the flesh that you are eating, and that's not. They're still delicious. They just are, it's a completely different consistency than the avocados everyone's making their guacamoles out of. Your guacamole would not be what you think it is without the Haas avocado making it so damn thick. It's not Mexican unless we're talking about current civilization Mexicans that are not indigenous to the land of so-called Mexico. Then it's Mexican. But guacamole, that's new. This is new for you and me to eat up for marketing, the mark of the beast. This is for you, because things that are fatty and then is full of these different substances that are onion and hot peppers, and you got the salts in there. The tomatoes add a little bit of acidity. This is not a mixture that's good for most people's bodies because of the state that it's in. This is not something that's going to be super healing for them because their body cannot process and digest these things. So, are avocados real? Some of them. Not not most of what people are eating right now. They absolutely ain't real. Most of what people are eating. Most of the avocados people are eating are created in the 80s with a purpose. You determine what that purpose is. And let me go a little bit farther with the avocados. Go buy an avocado from the store. Everyone, right now, go buy an organic one. And yeah, they're way over fucking priced. I mean, that we won't even get into how expensive avocados are. By the pound, they're one of the most expensive fruits. It's fucking insane. That's because they got people hooked and completely uh, mind manipulated that avocados are this super healthy fruit that you should be eating on a daily basis, and it's so delicious, and it makes this guacamole you can dip your corn chips in, and it's so good for you, even though 99.9% of the corn that's grown is GMO, and even the corn that isn't GMO, you never know what you're actually getting unless you can go to that farm and know where it's coming from, and then it's not being mixed in any way, shape, or form in other silos with all those non-organic. It's a bad industry. The food industry is terrible in the United States of America, and the avocados are full of mold. This is the point that I'm getting to. If you go buy the avocado, let it sit on your counter until it gets ripe, and then let it sit for another quarter or half moon a week or two, you will start seeing it decay internally once you cut it open. There is some sort of flesh eating parasitic uh, pathogen that eats avocado flesh. I don't know what it is. This takes shape in every avocado. Those brown strings you see in the avocado that if you go look up on the internet, they tell you is protein. I call bullshit on that. It's some type of mold. It's some type of pathogen that's eating the avocado away. If you let it sit long enough and then you go and cut that avocado open, you will actually see parts of it eaten away in the way that you would see your flesh eaten if you had a flesh eating parasitic disease, where it's leaving different fibers that it doesn't want. It's only eating certain things. So it creates this certain shape and form that you would only see from something that is being eaten away at. It's not decaying. It's not going anywhere. It's disappearing, seemingly. And avocados always do this. Almost always. Which I think a lot of it has to do with the shipping and logistics after how they're grown and being shipped unripe, and then the stems being broken off too, potentially, because that allows things to get inside of them. So, which that's one tip I'll give you. Always make sure the avocado you're getting, it has a stem on it, because if it doesn't and is brown up there, you probably have a bad avocado or are going to very shortly. I suggest not eating avocado unless you choose to do it knowing what you are eating for the pleasure of eating it. I don't see any health benefits in it necessarily. They can be absolutely delicious though. Going to restaurants, they don't care what they give you. They'll give you the dirtiest like an avocado that's just full of black fucking spots and lines in it. You literally just taking strings out of it. It looks as if it's just worms because the strings are so formed within it. That's how much they cost too, though. That these restaurants, they cannot waste an avocado no matter how bad it is, because it's costing them like over $1.50 for these avocados that they're cutting up and putting on people's food. And if they're giving you a half an avocado, a quarter of an avocado, depending on what you're getting, that adds up for them. When you have profit margins, when you got to pay your workers, your employees, and everything, within prices of food and produce, it's fucking insane. It's absolutely insane. We all need to stop eating avocados just because of the industry that it is and how adulterated it is and how much it's manipulating and causing other industries to follow the same practices. Just stop eating anything that has avocado in it. That's my suggestion. Not necessary. I used to like to walk around Circuit City looking at the new Big Stream Plaza. Me too, man. I used to go to Best Buy just to look at I used to go to Best Buy, sit in, not even just buy specific home theater stores. I had went to a few times just so I can sit in the home theater. You know, they used to have the section in Best Buy that was walled off in the corner that had the glass around it you used to have to go into, and you can listen to the home theater systems they had and experience it. I would go there and play a game or something, watch a movie to experience the setup that they have, because I didn't have that. They don't even have those anymore though. I don't think the used to be like Magnolia, I think was what was at Best Buy. Born in '88. I came into this existence in '89 from what I'm told. 8 in the 9. I don't watch TV at all anymore. Since I woke up, only watch live sports, although I've been enjoying going to the movies myself once in a while. And there's nothing against any of that. Enjoy what you enjoy. It's enjoyable to be around others watching sports. I don't know if you're saying watching live sports at the actual event or watching it on a screen live, but either way, you're enjoying it with others and you can talk about it with others. That's one of the enjoyable things about sports, because sports is the S portal. It's the portal of wateric energy, or the snake energy, the serpent. They got fans blowing on them. And the movies too. That's the thing is, I would say that everything that you're mentioning is more enjoyable when you are aware. Going and having an experience at the movies is way different when you are aware of everything you are doing, going through, participating in, choosing to, and watching knowingly than when you're unconscious of it. It makes it more profound because you're choosing to do it and you want to see whatever it is that you're putting your currency, your energy, your money towards. More powerful. Everything is an energy drain and distraction. No, it's not. It's not at all. Don't see it as such. Which there's going to be that point for all of us though, because that's our uh that is one of the stages that we go through when we begin to wake up, that realize, come to the actualization that we are God, in the sense of what the word God is. We are the creators, we are the manifestors, we have the philosophy to existence. We can change it at any moment and rewrite it because we have the hand to do such. We are the ones, the one that did it all and does it all. It's not a distraction unless you want to see it as such, because that assists with keeping you on track. Because the distraction is nothing more than something that puts you off of your movement. The track that you are on, the train that you are operating, trains operate on time. I eat soft boiled eggs every day, a little bit of turmeric, and that sounds delicious. Especially soft boiled, that's how you want to have. Either raw, soft boiled, sunny side up, cook it the least, leave that yolk nice and gooey, warm. That's the best way to have it. A little bit of spice, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of black white pepper. That's good. Exactly. Nothing like I completely agree. There is I don't know if there is anything as delicious as eating a raw egg that is from a highly nutrient dense uh chicken. A chicken that is raised in the pasture, that is just allowed to do everything that it needs to do naturally. Eating a raw egg that is from one of those chickens the same day is one of the most energizing, empowering, and delicious things that you are ever going to eat. And that's coming from me, who I'm going to advocate that you don't need none of it. But it is one of the most mm, enlightening things. But that's because of what the egg is. The egg is it's the yolk and the what is the rest of it? The egg white. What is that even called? And the rest of it. And the yolk is the sun. The rest of it is your environment. It's the space around it. It's clear. It's the clarity. It's the air. Air is clarity. That's what the egg is. That is why it's the insides of it is shaped how it is, because this is actually the construct that we are within. And when you ingest that, you're ingesting your environment. Very powerful. People are observed with eating over processed, overcooked stuffed foods. That's why, especially with eggs, they coagulate. You don't want to eat nothing coagulating because it's already in a hard form for you to process. If something's coagulated, that means that it's going to be hard for you to digest and process. You don't want to eat things that are coagulated because it's already been formed into something that is going to be harder or impossible for you to break down. So you have to actually push through that form through your entire system. And that's what happens with eggs. You overcook them, you make them, they turn into a sponge, basically. And the digestion potential for them completely alters. I've experimented, you know what, that's right. I need to make a video on raw milk and raw eggs. I'll do. Well, that'll be my next live stream. Raw egg and raw milk. And eating raw eggs is the most digestible way for you to have them because they're in the most assimilatable form that there is, raw, in their natural existence, which has all of its water content still, and hasn't been heated, and those cultures that are within the egg haven't been adulterated and puffed out and into coagulants that cause the entire structure of the egg to change. Your body doesn't know what the hell to do with the cooked egg. Your body knows what to do with a raw egg because your body operates on raw eggs. It's a cell. That's all it is. It's a cell. You're eating a cell membrane, is what it's truly coming down to. This is what you came out of. This is what you were created within in a physical sense. Even in a mental sense, is all the same thing. There's cellular organism with different organelles. Emmy. Yeah, the owl is not on it. You want me to put it back on? No, I will do it. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, it came off. So what's the difference of a healthy person that only lives till 70 or an unhealthy person that lives till 90? I would say the person that lived till 70 either had a full, holistic, sustainable existence until the 70-year cycle hit, and they knew that they were going to exit and move on to a different experience at that moment of 70 consciously and knowingly, and they chose to at every step of the moment up until that point. And that person who is 90 and not healthy for the last 20 plus years of their existence, they started to lose it. They started to forget where they are, who they are, what to do, didn't know what to do, where to go, got bored with life, didn't want to go anywhere, experience anything, travel, whatever it may be. They gave up well before they hit that 90-year cycle. The only thing that's keeping them going is one specific type of ideology or idea of maybe their grandchildren or having some specific experience at some point is the only thing of why they're still here. You choose when to go. You choose when to move on. It's a choice. That healthy person at 70, they chose at 70 that they were ready to move on to another environment. It's us from this standpoint that decided that they left and died at 70. They didn't die. There's no such thing as dying. It's splitting, moving on, branching off into something new. Everything's forever growing. Nothing ever ends. Well, branches. We can't count ourselves and our experience by numbers. Our experience is weighted in actual things that we have been through in a original standpoint, whether it's an experience that is similar to one another, or whether it's an experience that is completely new to us that we have never went through before. It's all new. That's how we weigh ourselves. It's not by the number of your so-called age, because that gets built down to how old you are. Old has to do with being worn out, weathered, uh, breaking down, no longer functional, inconsistencies becoming abundant. Branches. We posted something in our channel post regarding a fungi called Morgella. Oh, yes. By a person who's been affected, studied, monitored since 2020 with picture and source. I know all about Morgellons. I remember seeing this over a decade ago when people started talking about this. It's plainly fucking obvious what is going on while this system attempts to tell you that that is not the case. Get it, Yeah, it's interesting what this so-called disease does to the body and what it cultivates through its excretion. All of these different lines coming out of your pores in different colors. It's parasitic overgrowth, which that is why this is coming out right now, even in general. Morgellons is again becoming a hot topic, as everything that I had come across over a decade ago is, because this is the age of disclosure. You are being recalled to your godhood that you came from, through your creative potential that you exist through. You're being brought back to it. And in doing so, there's going to be things that are disclosed or opened up, because that's what disclose means. It means to open something. The doors are going to be open. You're going to be shown that the things going on inside your body is not what you're being told. These are not bodily processes. These are actually parasitic activities occurring that are manipulating the natural processes of your body, which is just to exist because you are an energetic being. Oh, hold on. Get him? Come here. Wait, you get it? You get stuck behind the chair? You got stuck behind the chair? Yeah. You good? Yeah, you're good. Okay. Well, here's the owl. Oh, wait. I put his legs on the wrong way. There we go. I'm gonna check that out though. I'm interested in that. I want to see what that is about and what it came off again, and what that has to say, because that is definitely a disclosure or opening of knowledge that is occurring and needs to occur, so that people either stop the ignorances that they are doing to themselves, or they just move on. Just do it at a more rapid pace, that these entities eat your body away and your consciousness splits off and moves on. Hey, not everyone wears underwear. I asked myself that about a decade ago. Like, why do people wear underwear? This is stupid. What is the point of underwear if I have something that I'm wearing that's covering everything for all these other people to see. Because me, I'll walk around butt ass naked. I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't ashamed of this body that I'm inhabiting. So what's the point of underwear? And what I came to at that moment was that it was nothing more than another mechanism to entrance people with. It's protecting you underneath mm, your things that are unseen. It's protecting. This needs to be open.
Someone knock you out.
It's protecting and ooh, I hit my little toe. Stopping you from experiencing the unseen. I can only see it in a spiritual standpoint of how it would be useful. For most of us, it's an extra activity piece of attire that we're putting on that's doing nothing for our actual ability and capability of life living and is actually hampering us. It's another thing we have to wash, maintain, purchase, have, put on, etc. So I don't wear underwear. I haven't worn underwear in a while. I don't see the point in it. Why am I gonna put something on under what I have on? I don't even want to wear what I have on necessarily. I want to get sun on all of this body. I want soul on everything. Indeed, the person has recommended full body baking soda baths and taking grape seed extract and a few other ingredients. Yeah, that would work. There's there's many ways to skin the cat. There's many ways to get rid of parasitic activity or to take control of it. And there's physical ways and there's mental ways to go about it. Can we link the source to your channel so you guys can... What do you mean link the source to my channel? Like me put something on my channel, or you're gonna link something that goes to my channel and links back around? Yes to whatever you're saying, but I want clarity. Do I need to do something? Is I guess what I'm asking. You want me to put the link in here? I can do that. Or I can put it in my description. Let's see. Last night was great. She was really into me and older as I prefer. Then she asked, as we are kissing, "You aren't a crazy Christian, are you?" I just lied. I feel so guilty. She wants to hang again. Help. Amen. I don't have the link. Otherwise I would. I don't have the link. What are you describing to me, dirty motor oil? What is that? And are you a crazy Christian? Is that what are you insinuating, that you are a crazy Christian or you're not a crazy Christian? And which way did you lie? Is my question. Hmm. The hose is off, fam. Why have people witnessing human ghosts and others see animal spirits, but why has no one seen a dinosaur ghost? Amen. Okay, you're Coming up with parables? Is that what we're doing? Oh, Emmy wants water. She wants water in there. She wants water. And they just emptied all the water. I'm not sure. Because dinosaurs didn't exist. That's the obvious answer. Dinosaurs are a symbolic representation of indigenous people. Giants or titans, titans, which they gave a word that seems small. I met with my pastor and she was upset, like really upset, that I burned my sin journal. She said I must start a new one and my first entry should be about my sin of burning my sin journal. Help. I'm tired. Your child needs more attention than a troll like me. Dinosaurs are definitely real. I got uh 7 other entities around me. I don't need to be the one to get up. You just need to have patience, my brother. You just have patience. My child, all my children get all my attention all the time. I can do this live stream right now. I plan on doing this live stream, so it's good. It's good. Dinosaurs are where the fuck is a dinosaur then? Dirty motor. Where is your motor oil coming from? Show me. Show me the path back to the dinosaurs and where they actually came from, if they're actually real. Where are they? All right, I'll go back to UGA because you ain't trolling. Just as Dirty Motor Oil says, they're trolling. Uh oh, you posted it on my community. I'll look. I'll look at that afterwards and see. I'll upvote it or whatever I can do regarding it. I didn't know people can even post to my community. I didn't know that that's how YouTube worked. That's interesting. Back to thoughts. Does this mean thoughts can be transferred from human to human contact? Yes, absolutely. Why do you think? Why do you think when people come up, they want to shake your hand? This is a tradition. Why? Where does it come from, and why is it being done? Why are people trying to touch your hand? What is your hand? What is it doing? What is it linked to? Go watch the beginning of this video. I go over that. They are transferring ideas into you when they touch you. They're pulling objectivities out of you when they touch you. It's the same thing your phone is doing, except it's doing it in an automated fashion. That's hilarious, August. I can see that though. If you think of I was you and me, we were around at a youthful age when the thong song came about. And if you think about that moment that existed and what was going on, it was at a point where how and why is this possible? Why is this in your butt? And where is it going? What is it doing? Where does it end? Where did it start? Why are you even wearing this? What is the point? Right now at this point, why are we doing this? Which I can attest that a reason, I guess, for a G string as opposed to nothing would be so that the unbalance of what is being spit out by a vagina is not being met by your outer garments. Which that is another reason for wearing underwear if you are a female physically, so that you can wear things that stop the excretion from whatever it is getting to your outer garments, showing what is going on within your reproduction system. Because discharge happens, and it's going to continuing on happening as long as the system is not balanced and things are going on with it. Do you do in Illinois and the same thing I do in when it's warm? I go outside, I step on the ground, I sun gaze. I'm not growing plants at that point, but go out with my children outside, go in the snow if it's snowing. Uh, we'll do whatever. There's nothing stopping us, and when you just gotta put on the right attire and have the right mindset. The cold isn't a negative thing. It just is something different to experience, and it doesn't facilitate a fully sustainable life, but it also is not a precipice of death. It just is a reflection of what the idea of the unknown is. Is there protection from thought transfer? Um, yeah, when you know and can filter out what you actually choose and want to do. It comes down to knowing what you want and being able to keep that track sustained, to stay on track. When you can do that, you will be protected from any external thoughts, whether it's from someone else or whether it's from some other system. Because you're being solicited with thoughts constantly from other entities, whether it's marketing that came out of someone's mind or whether it's someone that you uh, came across in a public establishment that maybe seen something in you in a certain way and they're maybe part of a certain membership club and they decided they can manipulate you by saying something. There's many different ways that you can be inhabited by unsolicited thoughts, and you can absolutely protect yourself from that. It's by having mental awareness of what is going on with you, which comes from doing and observing and doing and observing. It's the best way to learn. All right, everyone. I've been on here for 2 hours now. This is this is a lot of good information for anyone that is joining now regarding how you are God, what you are capable of, and what you could do potentially, and how to remove the limits from yourself. Unbound, because God is not bound by boundaries. There's nothing keeping him or it in check. 47. We got 4 viewers and 7 thumbs up. So everyone enjoy. My next one I'm going to do on raw milk and raw eggs. And we're going to talk about my experiences with those. So I had a few questions regarding that. So we'll disclose all of that, which I have never fully talked about before. So that'll be an interesting one. I would say look out for that either Friday or Saturday, probably. Everyone in here, enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're just joining right now. This is Mercor E coming to you from Sacred Forest Herbals. Make sure to go check out our website, sacredforestherbals.com. You can see all of our products that we have to offer. We'll be having a blog coming soon, and we'll be also combining a video series with all of it, explaining, documenting, and teaching others on herbal and practices regarding creation of life, childbirth, postpartum, etc. This is what we're all about. We're all about creation here. All of y'all will learn. All of y'all will learn what you are watching. Zet knows. Whipped egg yolks blended with pineapple, orange juice, and coconut yogurt. Is that what you're having, Zet? Is that it? Where did you see that in TikTok? Protein powder can't be good for the. I would agree. It can't be. Why would it be? It's a powder of a isolated substance. Why would it be good if it's not from nature? When we are beings of nature, from nature, going back to nature. That's all we are. Enjoy your day, everyone. Enjoy the night. Go outside, listen to the cicadas, listen to the crickets, and watch the fireflies come out in abundance.